your own. It's the box to the left. You understand? Let's get into this, man. I get tired of seeing this kind of stuff, man. Because this wasn't this. And by the way, she does not represent all black women because the majority of black women were praising John Boyega not because he deserves praise, but because it was nice to see someone actually stand up for what they believe in, right? Stand up for what you believe in. So this is why I said it's so powerful. Whatever what this it was so powerful what he did because there are other people like John Boyega, but they don't get a platform. They don't get a platform to come out and say we appreciate black women. Do you know how important it is to hear a black man say this in a world that's run by not our own? It's very important. Do you know the ramifications of when you do that? What happens to you? Do you know what happens? Do we know what happens when people do this? I did a whole video explaining this whole thing. You end up polarizing yourself in an industry which is run by a particular demographic, right? And when you do say something, you get penalized for it. So I'm saying to you, like, it's not a straightforward thing. That it's not a straightforward thing. But when someone can come out and be strong about it and be strong about what they feel, especially towards black women, yes, of course we should get behind it. I want to get.
Hi, you guys. I just wanted to comment on Little Black Book and Chrissy and their debate over John Boyega making the statement while he was on a press tour for the movie Woman King. I believe he's a part of the cast. He made the statement that he dates black women. Why the context of why he was saying that, to be honest, I don't know. I did not see the interview, but I have heard several people hold discussions around him making that statement. To me, and I've said this before, when people do that, even though I don't believe Dr. Umar or John Boyega, I agree with Chrissy. I think people do pander. I think that, like Little Black Book is saying, especially in this country, see, Little Black Book is in London, right? So he's coming from a different angle. And I kind of wanted to say that. That's why I wanted to put this video together, um, because he has to understand. And I don't know if how much time he spent in America. I know that he definitely covers some American TV shows and reality shows, and he will discuss certain topics when they arise. However, you do have to physically live in a place and really dive in to why people say and do some of the things that they say and do, in particular black people and other groups of people in America as well. Because I feel like it's a different setting. It has a different history, and there's a set of rules, spoken and unspoken, that go on here. And so I do think he needs to understand that. Now, Chrissy is a YouTuber. I'm sure if you guys are familiar with her, and she's notorious. I call her notorious for race baiting. She is the opposite of a Tariq Nasheed, a Dr. Umar, some of the other individuals on here, O'Shea Du Jackson, who race bait. They play on the emotions of people in one direction or another. Uh, that does not mean that that's the life that they truly live, that these are the things they truly believe. All of this is done for clicks and views, right? And I've said this before, so I was just tickled by Little Black Book commenting on that. But I do agree with him. Yeah, we don't hear it. And if people don't have a problem when you hear all these athletes and all these people saying all this other negative stuff, then you shouldn't have a problem if a man has a preference to exist. You shouldn't have a problem with that either. But I digress, and you have to understand, Little Black Boy, there's a lot of conditioning that has gone on in this country. These things are written. I'm not saying nothing that people can't go and find the answers to. They just don't choose to, okay? Black people can change. Black people can have things a certain way. They don't choose to. And that has a lot to do with the conditioning of the way we see things, the way we respond to things, and a level of fear that has been placed in us, and a lot of other things, in particular black men, right? So that's what I'm saying. He needs to understand it. I know racism happens wherever he is as well, but it's a different, trust me, it's a different thing. It's a different beast. Um, And so I think that, yeah, she's probably right. He is probably pandering. And if he is dating quote unquote black, it is, probably like she's saying, the racially ambiguous women that in this country people are going to just call them black based on the texture of their hair, their skin tones. Um, and so she is correct in what she's saying, but the reason she's saying it, and then she promotes creating these very women that she's then saying, oh, well, he only wants that type, but then you want to create all these women that look like that, right? So it's very confusing. And I hope people who are following her channel, I've said this before, understand that, like, some of the stuff she says don't make sense when you um, really think about it. You're either promoting these things or you're not promoting them. But then I think her whole point is to say to black women, see, these men don't want you. This is why you should be out here doing this and doing that. But, and then it's not just her, it's a few of them. They paint all black men the same way when all black men do not think the same way. Yeah, it's not a lot of them. It's a few diamonds in the rough. We get it, but it's a few. It is a few of them left. So I don't know that John Boyega is one. He is in Hollywood, so he has to say what he has to say. I do agree with her about that. Like I said, I feel like if Kojo lived here, he would understand more what she is trying to say. And I mean, at the end of the day, she's right. All you gotta do is look at a person's dating pattern. Where's all these black women that he dating? You know, and when you see them, you're gonna see that maybe what she's saying is true. I don't know. I don't follow him like that to concern myself with who he's dating. I don't really care. My thing is, why do black people have to go running around telling people who they dating and who they don't like, and they don't like themselves, and they don't like their mama, and they don't like their grandmama, and all this stuff? Why do they have to run around doing that? And that's the real issue that people don't address. But let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments, what he had to say. And if you follow Chrissy, if you saw her video on this, and if you saw her video on, they picked the woman king, and they made the woman king dark skin, the women in the woman king dark skin, and the Little Mermaid light skin. Let me know what y'all think about that, because I was really tickled by that, and I think I said some stuff in her comments, but yeah, that's classic right there. I wouldn't even have thought about putting those movies together, and I don't classify Halle Bailey, excuse me. Halle Berry is biracial, but Halle Bailey, even Halle Berry though, is brown skin. She has melanin to her skin tone. Halle Bailey is brown. She is not light skinned to me, but that's just my opinion. And people are not wanting this Little Mermaid movie, but they're wanting the Woman King, right? Like the Woman King is getting all the praise, and the Little Mermaid is not. So I didn't really get her point with whatever she was trying to say with that. Halle Bailey is going to get treated as every other black woman in this country while she's in that business. So it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think about this conversation. I think she was saying John Boy, and some other people were saying that too, that he's dating Lori Harvey. And at this point, I feel like Lori Harvey is probably for hiring it. And this is not to insult her in any way. She could be, I guess she could be in love with these folks, child. But I just feel like for people to keep putting their relationships out there, then maybe it really is for the look of it. Because I don't, all these people are normally actors and high profile. And maybe it is something like Chrissy is saying that they're after. With that, and I guess because her relationship to Steve Harvey, people may want to view her as the acceptable black girl. I guess I don't know, child. I'm just saying, because she seems to, it's a pattern. And then they were out here saying that Michael B. Jordan was seeing the girlfriend, the other girl, the real girlfriend, the whole time that he was dating her. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like that maybe she's for the look of it. And if this keeps happening, we're gonna know that for sure, because she, is starting to become a pattern. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
And what's preventing us?
Well, what's preventing us is the primary thing that's preventing us is the fact that we have systematically over the last almost 400 years been conditioned to work against each other.